If your kids argue, fight, and even hit each other at times, and you'd rather they have a good relationship, develop closeness, and care more about each other, then this parenting strategy is key for making that change happen. Hi everyone, BJ here, and recently I had a video here on the channel that talked all about a mom who had an older child who kept hitting some of the younger siblings whenever they had a conflict. You can watch that video right here on the channel. I'll link it down below. And I gave you several actions that you could take as a parent to start addressing that situation. And you should take all those actions. But there's something I didn't mention there. It's what I want to talk to you about right now, and it's called honor. We need to be making positive deposits into the relationships we have in family life, and honor is the way to do that. I have another video on this channel that talks all about, and I can link it down below as well, 4 levels of cooperation or obligation. And a lot of times we have kids and we think about kids who obey and kids who disobey. And we tend to operate in this very black and white mindset as parents. My kid's obeying what I'm saying, and a lot of us don't even like the word obey now because we think it means my kid needs to just, I say jump, you say how high. That's not obedience biblically. So we'll say cooperate because that tends to communicate more effectively that you're going to follow through on what you're told to do instantly, completely, and cheerfully as well. And then we have kids who disobey. But you know those kids who don't disobey fully? They just like roll their eyes when they have to do things, or they have a bad attitude, or they take all day to get the job done, or they don't do the job completely. Yeah, they're not disobeying, right? You're like, well, they did the job, but they really weren't cooperating either, right? They're right here in the middle. We call that compliance. they're complying, but they're not doing really cooperation. And so now we've already broadened this spectrum out to have 3 levels of saying, okay, you might cooperate, you might just comply, which we need to work on, you might disobey, which we need to really address. But here's where honor comes in. It's way over here now. So I've got disobedience. We don't want that. I've got compliance. I still don't want that. Cooperation. There I'm making positive, positive deposits. There's the words. I'm making positive deposits in relationships and family life when I am cooperating. But contribution and honor is up here at the top of the scale. This is where Jesus hangs out. We want our children to do more than what's expected, to treat others as special, and to have a good attitude when they're doing that. How do we get kids at that point? How do we move them up there? I hear that question constantly. How do I get my child to take responsibility, to contribute more in family life, right? Honor is the way we do that. So we need to define what honor is for our children by giving them the definition I just gave you there. And there's a link down below for a free resource that has a little poster in there that you can print out and use with your children. We need to be vision casting what honor is by showing where it is in the Bible. And that free printable has Bible stories right in it. Scripture references. You can go look them up, read the stories with your kids, and just say, look, this is what honor is. My favorite one that I always use all the time is Rebecca at the well in the Old Testament there. Isaac's eventual wife. She's just coming to the well to gather water. She doesn't know what's about to happen. There's a stranger there, and the stranger asks her for a drink. And she says, you know what, I'm not only just going to get you a drink, I'll water all your camels. And he came with a bunch. And she spent probably hours. Scripture doesn't describe how long, but we're talking camels. They drink a ton. She spent hours fetching water for these camels. And at the end of it all, this stranger says, listen, I follow Yahweh, and I'm here because my master sent me to find a wife, and I asked Yahweh to show me who that person's supposed to be by having somebody who would not just give me water when I asked, but also contribute and water my camels as well. So guess what? Changed her life, right? That's honor right there. She wasn't doing it for that. She didn't know anything about that. But boy, is it noticed when we see it. So we need to vision cast what honor is with that definition. We need to show them what it is through biblical text, and we need to act it out. And there's several ways we can act it out. We can challenge them to honor challenges where they're not looking to take credit. They're just doing things to help. And honor doesn't have to be you cleaned the whole garage. Oh, it can be. I'd love that. But it can be other things too. When your child, especially the little ones, come in the spring with a handful of dandelions. Excuse me, not the dandelions. I was thinking daffodils. When they come in with the dandelions and they're like, "Here, mommy, here, daddy, I picked these just for you," right? It's just a bunch of weeds. But in their hearts, it's a gift that they're giving you. They're treating you as special. They're doing more than what's expected, and they have a good attitude. That's honor. These little things. When a child notices that the toilet paper's out and they go fetch another roll without even being asked, you want to point that out. Say, wow, thank you for honoring our family. So we want to challenge all of us in family life to look for ways to honor the family. So how is this helping sibling relationships? You also want to challenge them to honor each other as well. And so you have a conversation with one of your children and say, okay, we've been working on honor a lot in our family. I'm going to challenge you today to find a way to honor your brother, to find a way to honor your sister. When I'm honoring, I'm putting myself in a position where I am treating you as special. I'm valuing our relationship. And one of the problems with sibling conflicts is that we're usually valuing something else above the relationship. People are always more important than things. That's a motto you want to instill in your family. People are always more important than things. That's the way it was with Jesus. That's the way it's going to be in our family too. And so when we honor, we're embracing that mindset of Jesus and saying, yes, people are more important. My brother's more important. My sister's more important than things. So I'm going to look for ways to honor. So go ahead and grab that free resource in the description down below. And while you're down there, if you also have questions about how to help your kids who are arguing and fighting and constantly in conflict with each other, go ahead and register for my free parenting webinar all about that subject as well. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you real soon. Bye, everyone.